Hey amazing family, welcome again to my channel where the market and benefit girl. If you're coming across this amazing face for the first time, you are warmly welcome. Okay, in this channel I talk about everything that will help us as youth to develop ourselves, and if you are all about ensuring that you will become the best version of yourself, then this is your home. Without wasting of time, let's get right into the video. For some couple of videos now, I've been talking about things we youth should not do in our environment. We youth should never be caught doing. So the next point I'm going to be talking today that we youth are not supposed to be doing in church, it's not participating in church or in church activities. The Bible says we should serve the Lord in our youth. So why will you be a youth? And I know there are lots and lots of activities and lots of departments in just like in our church. We have the youth department, we have the cleaning department, we have the choir department, we have the men department, the women, children, adolescents, and all those. These are groups in church that you can integrate and make yourself useful, right? There are some people that when they come to church, and especially during the praise and worship section, you just see them, either they are sitting or they are standing and they are just idle, clapping on hands, they don't clap their hands, shake their body, don't shake their body. Even when the choir leader just says that clap your hands, celebrate the King of Kings, like you are stiff. Like, I don't understand. They say there is joy in the house of the Lord. Okay? Let's not be stiff, let's not be idle. Let's make ourselves useful. That is why we are youth. That's the purpose for why we are youth. There are many of our parents now that are regretting why they did not serve the Lord. They were not useful enough in their youth because they thought that these things were of no use to them. Meanwhile, they are of great importance. Please, dear youth, let's make ourselves important in the church, okay? Look for drama, look for songs, look for memory verses, especially during the youth week. Like in our church, we have a youth week, we have the youth ministry, and all we want to do is to make the youth feel that, because many people think that when you are in Christ or when you go to church, the church is boring. No, church is never boring, okay? Church is boring if you make it to be boring. That is, if you decide that you are not going to participate. Trust me, if you ask all the youth or all the people that participate in their various churches, they will never tell you that church is boring, because I know that if those activities were boring, they would have left that place a long time ago. But if they are still there, it's simply because the environment is convenient, the environment is cool, the environment is great, it's welcoming, it's warm enough to keep them active. Let's not be idle. Be participating, participate during service, participate during praise, dance, clap. I'm not saying that we should do these things because we are being told to do them. No. Bible says of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaking. Okay, so all these things that you're going to do, it's because of how you have experienced it, because of how you feel within. The next point I have on my list here is coming late to church. This is something that I in particular am battling with, and we are struggling in our church to ensure that people don't come late to church. When you are going to school, you always ensure that you wake up early in the morning and you go to church, you go to school early, right? You make sure that if you are going to work, you get up early, you prepare, you do whatsoever you have to do in the house, and you ensure that you go to church or to your workplace on time. There are some things that I once said, if you want to succeed in your academia, you're supposed to do, right? There's a video I made about academic, and there's some tips I gave on how to succeed in your academic. And one thing I said in that video was that if you want to go early to school, let me say your school starts at 7:30. It's not at 6 o'clock or 5 that you will get up to start doing your assignment to start revising the notes you have or the subjects you have for that day, to start doing your hope choices. It's not that moment. Those things are supposed to be done before. And that is the same thing when it comes to going to church. We know that you have to walk in the morning. I in particular, I have to work in the morning. I have to take care of myself, and I have to ensure that my house is clean before I leave the house to church. And all those things, I won't do them in the morning, because the simple truth is that if I want to engage in cooking, cleaning, ironing of my Sunday dress in the morning, on Sunday morning, I will definitely find myself going to church late. So there are some things we are supposed to put in place. There are some rules we are supposed to inculcate in ourselves, okay? That we are not supposed to. Don't iron your dress. Don't look for the dress you have to wear on a Sunday morning, on that Sunday morning. I, in particular, when church finishes, like on Monday, on Tuesday, I start reflecting on what I'm going to wear the next Sunday. I've told you in this video that when I've told all my friends that if you want to go out with me, or if I'm supposed to take part in any of your outings, let me know a week before. That is because I want to be prepared psychologically. I want to prepare what I wear, how I'm going to look. I have to start reflecting on it. And it's the same thing I do with church. If I want to be early, I start reflecting on what I'm going to wear for my hairstyle, my shoe, my clothes, every jewelry I'm going to put on my body. I start reflecting on it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you see that I have a lot of time to reflect on these things. If I reflect on the dress I'm supposed to wear, and then I think that dress is not going to go, I reflect again, and I have a lot of time. But if you want to start reflecting on a Sunday morning, it's going to take you a lot of time that it was not supposed to take. So that will make you to definitely find yourself in church, especially to the girls. Okay, makeup, jewelry, dress, everything has to be prepared the day before. So that when you wake up in the morning, highest for you to do is to prepare what to eat if you are a breakfast taker, and take your bath, clean up yourself, dress well, look good, and that will equally give you enough time for you to prepare for church. Because we women or girls, we take a lot of time to prepare for church. Our hair, makeup, everything takes a lot of time. And imagine if you want to prepare for your hair, your makeup, your dress, and make breakfast, and you still have to clean your house that same morning. No, you're definitely going to find yourself going late to church. Okay, so please, late coming in church is something that we youth are not supposed to be caught doing. Yeah, the next point I have here is a point that we used to do when we were still in secondary school. That is using your bag, or using your pullover, or anything you have with you to hold a seat for your friend, or to withhold a seat from another person sitting. You know that thing that you guys are in a group, right? You have a group, and all of you like sitting in the same place, and when one person will come and take his or her bag and separate all the different seats that your other friends will come and sit on. That is something that's not supposed to be done in church. No. Why will you take and in our church we emphasize on people coming to church and then sitting on the first benches. So why will you come to church and then you don't even know if those people you have kept those seats for are definitely going to come?
I'm sorry. Is this seat taken?
My daughter's coming.
Okay. Can I sit right here?
My kids is coming.
Okay, can I sit here?
No, ma'am. My sister's coming.
What about this?
And yes, my brothers. They're coming to church. Sorry.
It's true at times we communicate to ensure that each of us can, but you don't know what the unforeseen circumstances that might happen on that person's way that will hinder that person from coming. And if in case you had refused that seat from another person, that seat will be empty, of which that seat was supposed to be filled with an individual with an important personality. So let's stop withholding seats from others. Let's stop putting our backs Let's stop putting our pullovers, our jackets on seats that other people are supposed to come. It's first come, first save. First come, first save. Okay? If you have come as an individual, come and take your seat. And forget about the others. Don't come and take your seat and then you take another seat again that you are not even sure that person is going to make it. Please, guys, let us stop this. Let us stop this. It does not look elegant. It does not present the Christian values or the moral values that we have or we are supposed to showcase out there. The next thing I would like to say here is something that I've already spoken about, but I want to emphasize on this point. That is texting someone during church service. It's not like you are manipulating, it's not like you are consciously manipulating your phone. Maybe you want to transmit a message to someone and then you take your phone and then you text that person. At one point in time, that person might not understand what you are saying, and that person is going to start by putting up the head to see if the person's eyes can blink with yours or if your eyes can contact each other for better communication. You see, just these little things bring in distraction during church services. Don't text someone. If you want to communicate something to somebody, in our church, we usually say if you want to pass a message to somebody during the church service, pass that message through the protocols, through the ushers. Or if you think that it's a private information, I think it can be done at the end of the church service, right? I don't think, or if you think that it's very, very important to be transmitted at that moment, simply go out, call the person, and you guys will settle it out, and then when you guys are done, you come in. Because once you begin texting that individual, you are distracting yourself, not only yourself, that individual, and if possible, the people around you. Because there's some people that can never focus when you are distracted. If you start fidgeting around them, they'll start turning to see why you are fidgeting. Okay, and that is not something that is good. If you want to transmit an important message, as I said, go out, call for the person outside so that you guys can settle it. Or if it's not important at that moment, I suggest you meet that person at the end of the church service. Okay, and the last point I have for this video is using the church milieu as a hangout. I know there are people that they just get excited going to church, not because they're going to encounter God, not because they're going to receive a word from God, not because they're going to worship God as it ought to, but simply because they are just happy to go and meet new friends, just happy to go and gist, talk, discuss, play. That's something that's not supposed to be done. I'm not saying that going to church to go and fellowship or meet your church members is a wrong thing. But once you begin having the mindset or the mentality that the only reason why you are going to church, the only thing that motivates you to go to church is to go and hang out with your friends, that is when it becomes wrong. Okay, don't have that as a mindset. If there is one point in my life that I had that as a mindset when we were still fellowshipping at pastors. The simple reason why I love going to church with my parents was because I love going to meet my friends, my group mates, and we'll talk and we'll discuss after church service, because our dad is a pastor. So after church service he had a lot of meetings he had to attend, and we had to wait for him. So during that time of meeting with the others, we had a lot of time to play, and that was the only reason why we went to church. And if you would have asked us what we learned in church, we will tell you nothing. simply because we had already put it in our mind that the reason why we're going to church was to hang out, and that is something that will distract you, okay, or distract you. So that's another thing that we should not be caught doing. Another mind, I think this one is all about the mindset. Yeah, it's a mindset you are not supposed to have. And another video is coming on wrong mindsets that young people have about church and church milieu, that we have to shift to the left or to the right or pull it down, because it's not a good mindset. So we have come to the end of this video. If you love this video, please give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share to everyone in your contact, in your environment. Until I come your way, keep loving, keep believing with Christ. We can do all things. I love you all.